Good evening, everyone. Warm welcome. My name is Madhav Sir. I welcome you all in a very important session on Testbook JAIIB CAIIB YouTube channel. So today we will be moving ahead and we will be discussing the next questions for Module C for PPB examination. If all set, everything is fine, we are good to go. Just give me yes, sir, in the comment section so that we can begin the discussion. Okay, so I hope we are good to go. Let's get started. Okay, so here we go with the first question of the evening, and I hope you're going to enjoy the discussion. Here we go. Please pay attention on the screen. Before that, if you want to download the PDF of this session, that will be available on my Telegram channel. So you can join this Telegram channel to download the PDF. Our super coaching JAIIB November 2025 crash course is live. Do join that crash course for better and structured preparation for your examination. And the best part is sale is live. Use the code MADHAB in order to subscribe for 9 months only for PPB at 899 and for all the 4 papers at 2799. Here we go with the first question. The first question talks about the classification under the MSME Act 2006. We all know that the MSME classification has been revised over the period of time. So in that particular case, okay then. So we all know that this classification was revised in 2020. But if I talk about this revision has been done recently as well. Guys, just okay. So if we talk about the latest update, as per the latest update, micro, small, and medium industries, the revision has been done. And if we talk about this particular revision, what changes has been done, please pay attention on the screen. So MSME classification was first revised in 2020 and later on it was revised recently in 2025 itself. So now we will understand the latest revision of 2025, what changes have been done. Please pay attention on the screen because the latest one is really very important and a direct question is expected to be asked in the examination for sure. So in that particular context, please pay attention on the screen, guys. You're going to enjoy this. What all changes has been done, what all revisions have been done, we will be discussing that. See, the question can be asked for the previous classification, and even you can expect the question for the current classification as well. So let's try to decode it. So if I talk about the micro, in case of micro, earlier investment should not exceed 1 crore. Now it has been revised that it should not increase 2.5 crores, and turnover should not increase 10 crores. On the other side, in case of small, if I talk about the investment, it should not exceed 25 crores and turnover should not exceed 100 crores. Last point is investment 125 crores and turnover over here is 500 crores. These are the current revisions or classifications which have been done. So keeping that in mind, first, second, third and fourth statement as per the 2020 revision are correct, but as per the 2025 revision, I have given you the titles, I have given you the values. I hope it is clear. Just give me yes, sir. So A option 1, 2, 3, 4 is correct. Moving on to the next question. Objectives of MSME Act 2006. Which of the following are among the objectives of MSME Act 2006? Facilitate promotion, development and enhancing competitiveness of MSMEs. This is the first point. Second point in the same discussion talks about empower RBI to prescribe lending rates for MSME credit. Does it responsible to prescribe the lending rates? No, sir. It provides statutory framework for delayed payments to MSMEs, statutory frameworks for delayed payments to MSMEs. That is correct. Next point is it enables the reservation of products for exclusive manufactured by micro enterprises. Is this I would say the reservation is done. Say yes or no. The answer to this particular question is correct. Next, we have provide institutional mechanism for coordination at national and state level. That is also correct. So answer would be 1, 3, 4, 5. That means C option is the correct answer. Moving on to the next one. Delayed payment to MSMEs. If I talk about the delayed payment criteria to MSME, which of the following are correct? Please pay attention. The first one says buyer must make payment within 45 days of acceptance or deemed acceptance. Correct. Second point says beyond 45 days, compound interest at 3 times the RBI bank rate is payable. That is also correct. No harm in that. Disputes are referred to MSME, to Micro Small Enterprises Facilitation Council, MSEFC. That is also correct. The next point says interest paid on delayed payment is tax deductible for buyer. No, sir. Interest payment is not tax deductible. It is tax free. Proceedings before MSEFC can continue even if the case is filed under arbitration. So answer to this particular question would be B option. 1, 2, 3 and 5 are correct. Next, TREDS platform. If I talk about the TREDS platform, you might have heard about it. This is a very important platform for, I would say, MSMEs, because it provides a platform so that the discounting of bills can be done. It stands for Trade Receivables and Discounting System, where MSMEs, they upload their invoice, sell the goods or services to the corporate buyers and upload the accepted invoice onto the TREDS platform. Then financiers, they will place a bid on the invoice through an auction process, offering to pay the MSME invoice value minus the discount, and then financing will be the highest bidder finances the invoice and MSME receives the payment almost immediately, and lastly the invoice is then converted into a factoring unit. That is what is done. So TREDS facilitates financing of trade receivables of MSMEs through corporate and government buyers. That is absolutely correct. That is absolutely correct. Second point says it operates under the regulatory purview of RBI, authorized as payment system under the Payment and Settlement System Act 2007. That is also correct. Next point is factoring transactions are mandatory. No, sir, they are not mandatory. They can be done, they cannot be. 3 entities, that is RXIL, M1 Exchange and Invoice Smart, are authorized TREDS platform. That is correct. Financing through TREDS does not require recourse to MSMEs. That is also correct. So answer is going to be 1, 2, 4, 5. A option is the correct answer. ठीक है जी, clear हुआ? If it is clear, just give me yes, sir. Go and check the next question. Okay. So, Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises, launched jointly by SIDBI and Government of India in 2000. That is correct. Moving on to the next point, it provides collateral-free loan up to 5 crore rupees to micro and small enterprises. Correct. The guarantee cover can go up to 85% for micro enterprises up to 5 lakh rupees. That is also correct. The trust charges an annual guarantee fees. That is correct. Applicable only for new enterprises. No, sir. It is available for the existing ones as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is correct. Next question. Performance and credit rating scheme. Performance and credit rating scheme. If I talk about this particular scheme, which all points will be correct. First one, implemented by DPIIT through NSIC, that is correct. It provides partial reimbursement of rating fee paid by micro, small and medium enterprises, correct. The scheme encourages better access to credit and cost reduction, that is also correct. Next point is ratings are done by agencies empaneled with SIDBI, that is correct. The scheme mandates rating renewal every 3 years. No, sir, that is not correct. Scheme renewal is option. It is not mandatory. So it is basically to build credit culture and encourage the transparency. So fifth option is wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4 are correct. Next question. But before I move on to the next question, just give me a second. Now it's fine. So the next question is cluster-based financing approach. Clusters are defined as geographically concentrated groups of MSME producing same or similar products. That is true. Second is RBI has advised banks that banks should adopt cluster-based financing to improve credit flow and risk management through. The Ministry of MSMEs identifies cluster under SFURTI and MSC CDP. I don't know whether you are aware of these 2 points or not, but I would like to discuss this particular point with you. Please pay attention on the screen. So the first point in this particular discussion is a full form of the both terms. Full form of both the terms. So if I talk about the full form of both the terms, please pay attention. You need to understand the point. First one is MSE CDP and the other one is SFURTI. Any idea, guys? Anyone can give me the answer. कि इसका मतलब क्या है? What does it stands for? Anyone? Okay, so the first point is SFURTI. It stands for Scheme of Fund for Registration. Scheme of Fund for Regeneration of Traditional Industries. I repeat, Scheme of Fund for Regeneration of Traditional Industries. What is the objective? So the objective is basically to organize traditional industries and artisans into clusters for improved competitiveness, market access and sustainability. So in this case, what are the focus points? It focuses on the traditional industries and village enterprises. It is implemented by Khadi and Village Industries Commission. Second point is MSE, that is Micro Small Enterprises Cluster Development Program to enhance productivity, competitiveness and sustainability. Remember that it covers the modern manufacturing and service clusters. It is implemented directly by Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. It supports common facility center, infrastructure development as well as soft intervention which is done. So keeping that in mind, this point is also correct. Moving on to the next one. The lending under the cluster approach qualifies for priority sector lending. Yes, sir, it qualifies. Each cluster have minimum 1000 units to qualify under RBI guidelines. No minimum number of units is as such prescribed. So this is wrong. Answer will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, common lending guidelines for MSMEs. If I talk about the common lending, guidelines for MSMEs, the banks, they must fix standby limits to meet temporary cash flow mismatches. This is correct. Collateral free loans up to 10 lakh must be extended to all MSMEs. Nahi sir, it is encouraged, but it should not be mandatory. Accounts under restructuring can retain MSME status as per RBI guidelines. Credit point of view से अगर हम देखें तो इस point का आंसर क्या होगा? The account under restructuring can retain MSME must provide credit rating to every MSME borrower through an external agency? No, sir. Credit rating by bank is not mandatory for every MSME. So answer is going to be 1, 3, 4 are correct. Next, policy package for MSMEs. First one, introduce comprehensive measures for credit, fiscal incentives, and technology upgradation. Is this point correct? Yes, sir. Introduce the credit guarantee scheme and TREDS platform. No, sir. This is not correct. TREDS came later in 2014, not in 2005. It encouraged the public sector banks to adopt cluster-based lending. Correct. Led to enactment of MSME Act 2006. That is also correct. Mandated special cell. ये बड़ा important है sir. ये बिल्कुल सही है. It has mandated that special cell should be constructed by all the banks for MSMEs. That is correct. So 1, 3, 4, 5 is the correct answer. Next, before I move ahead, guys, if you want to download the PDF of this particular session, it will be available. It will be available on our Telegram channel. ठीक है जी? Clear हो गया point? Is this point clear? Shall we move ahead? उसके साथ साथ I have few more informations to share with you. Our batch is live. If you have not yet subscribed to our Testbook platform, do subscribe because the batch is live. It will help you to prepare pretty well for your upcoming examination. And this batch is a combination of live plus recorded format. But the best part is not only this batch, the best part is Diwali sale is live and you can subscribe this batch at a very low price, only at 899 for PPB. And if you are preparing for all the subjects simultaneously, then in that particular case, it would be 2799. Use the same code MADHAV. Moving on to the next question, MSME Development Council. If I talk about the MSME Development Council, it was established under Section 7. No, sir. Section 7 जो है, it deals with the classification, not concile creation. So first statement is wrong. It advises government on measures to promote as well as develop the MSMEs. That is correct. Chaired by the Ministry of MSMEs. That is also correct. Includes representatives from RBI, SEDB and industrial bodies. That is correct. Last point says it recommends. Its recommendations are binding on central ministries. No, sir. Its recommendations are advisory, non-binding. So answer will be 2, 3, 4 are the correct answers. ठीक है जी? Clear हो गया point? समझ आ गया? Shall we move ahead? एक बार comment section में हाँ ना तो बोल दिया करो यार, ताकि पता तो चल जाए. कल आवाज नहीं आ रही थी, वो भी आपने काफी लेट बताया कि that sound is not coming. At least participate in the session, otherwise मतलब नहीं है. मतलब अगर आपको सुनना ही है तो आप रिकॉर्डेड देख लो. लाइव देखने का मतलब क्या, और मैं भी रिकॉर्डिंग ही दे दूं, मुझे भी लाइव सेशन लेने का मतलब क्या है. बट ठीक है, इट्स अप टू यू. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. अगला क्वेश्चन क्या कहता है? इमरजेंसी क्रेडिट लाइन गारंटी स्कीम अनाउंस्ड अंडर द आत्मनिर्भर भारत पैकेज in 2020. That is correct. Provide 100% guarantee coverage to member lending institutions. That is also correct. Eligible borrowers, MSMEs and business enterprises with loan outstanding up to 50 crores and turnover up to 250 crores. That is also correct. The next is the scheme is administered by CGT MSE. No, sir. This is administered by NCGTC. That stands for National Credit Guarantee Trust Company. Remember that. So this is wrong. Validity extended till 31st March 2025. That is correct. Nothing wrong in that. Moving on to the next question. अगला क्वेश्चन देखो. अगला क्वेश्चन भी काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है और डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन, ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में डायरेक्टली पूछे जाते हैं. तो आई एम ट्राइंग माई लेवल बेस्ट टू गिव यू द एग्जाम लेवल क्वेश्चंस, ताकि आप जब एग्जाम में बैठे यू शुड बी इन अ पोजीशन टू आंसर दीज क्वेश्चंस. क्या कहता है अगला क्वेश्चन? एमएसएमई credit targets and priority sector lending, 7.5% of adjusted net bank credit must go to micro enterprises. Correct है. Within that 7% of ANBC must go to small and medium enterprises. ऐसी कोई classification नहीं की गई. Targets are to be achieved. नहीं sir, it's a regular target. कोई ऐसे set targets नहीं in the given timeline. Banks, they must report separately micro and small enterprises lending and priority sector lending returns. That is also correct. Export credit to MSME also qualifies for priority sector lending. That is also correct. So answer will be 1, 4 and 5 are correct. Rest all the statements are wrong. Ready guys, shall we move on to the next question? चलो अगला क्वेश्चन आई एम प्रेजेंटिंग इट ऑन योर स्क्रीन, पढ़ो इसको एंड ट्राई टू आंसर इट. Nobody has given the answer. चलो मैं ट्राई करता हूं आपके लिए. So what the question is? The question says SIDB's role, Apex Financial Institution for the promotion of MSMEs. क्या ये पॉइंट करेक्ट है? बिल्कुल करेक्ट है सर. That is absolutely correct. Next point is implements CGT MSE jointly with Government of India. That is also correct. Operates finance schemes to banks or NBFCs for MSME lending. That is also correct. The next point says manages ECLGS corpus on the behalf of Ministry of Finance. No sir. ECLGS is managed by NCGTC, not by SIDBI. Next is overseas cluster development and technology upgradation. Yes, अभी recently भी SIDBI ने इसी updation के लिए एक नया initiative भी लिया, which we have covered in a separate video. You might have watched it. If not, then go and check. It is available in our video section. Moving on to the next question. Let's see अगला question क्या कहता है. The next question is related to Udyam Portal. So Udyam Portal was introduced in 2020, replacing the Udyog Aadhaar. That is correct. Based on PAN and GST-IN linked data. That is correct. Self-declaration based. No documents required to be uploaded. Correct. Registration automatically integrates with income tax and GST portal. That is also correct. Validity is 5 years. नहीं sir. यहाँ पे registration is permanent. There is no renewal. कोई 5 साल के बाद validity ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. It's a permanent phase. So answer is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. ठीक है जी. Next. मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. लेकिन अगले क्वेश्चन पे बढ़ने से पहले एक चीज मैं आपको बता दूं कि जो अगला क्वेश्चन है दैट हैज अ प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट इट कैन बी आस्क्ड इन द एग्जामिनेशन डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली, क्योंकि एमएसएमई रिलेटेड आरबीआई ने कुछ अपडेट्स किए इन द पास्ट. उसी अपडेट्स के बेसिस पे आई हैव फ्रेम्ड अ क्वेश्चन फॉर यू एंड आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग दैट यू विल गिव मी द आंसर. एप्लीकेबल टू अकाउंट्स क्लासिफाइड एज स्टैंडर्ड विद एग्रीगेट एक्सपोजर अप टू 25 crores. दैट इज करेक्ट. Permits restructuring without downgrade if implemented by specified date. That is also correct. Applicable only to individual borrowers. No loans under ECLGs are excluded. No, ECLGs loans are not excluded. Corporate MSMEs are included and the relief is a one-time measure. That is correct. So answer is going to be 1, 2, 4 and 5. Moving on to the 16th question of the evening. Acha question है 16th भी. I have taken 3 aspects for a single question. फ्रेम करने से पहले ताकि आपको कुछ नया सीखने को मिले एंड आई एम प्रीटी श्योर यू आर गोइंग टू एंजॉय दिस. प्लीज पे अटेंशन. द क्वेश्चन सेज MSc Cluster Development Program was implemented by Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Obviously, it provides financial support for infrastructure, testing, training facilities. Correct. Cluster projects are approved by steering committee headed by secretary. That is correct. State government must contribute. So state government का कोई share fix नहीं है. This is wrong. It focuses on both hard and soft interventions. That is correct. So 1, 2, 3, 5 are the correct answers. अगले क्वेश्चन पे बढ़ते हैं. अगला क्वेश्चन देखिएगा, देखते हैं जरा who all will answer the next question. अगला क्वेश्चन भी एक ऐसी स्कीम से है जो मैंने अभी आपको स्टार्टिंग में स्कीम समझाई थी. उसी स्कीम पे हम बात करेंगे अगले क्वेश्चन के लिए. तो अगला क्वेश्चन देखिएगा जरा. SFURTI स्कीम ऑफ फंड फॉर रीजनरेशन ऑफ ट्रेडिशनल इंडस्ट्रीज. बिल्कुल सही है सर, अभी मैंने आपको बताया. इम्प्लीमेंटेड बाय बोर्ड, KYC एंड अदर एजेंसीज. दैट इज करेक्ट. एम्स टू ऑर्गेनाइज आर्टिजियंस and traditional industries into a cluster. सही है. Provide design, marketing, skill support. Correct. Finance and monitored by NABARD. No sir, it is financed by micro, small and medium micro, small and medium enterprises ministry, not by NABARD. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हो गया ये पॉइंट. अगला क्वेश्चन एक इंपॉर्टेंट स्कीम पे बेस्ड है, क्योंकि स्कीम बेस्ड क्वेश्चन आपके एग्जाम में बहुत सारे पूछे जाने के पूरे चांसेस हैं. So let's try to decode the answer for that particular question. So the first point says it provides subsidy for technology upgradation. Is it correct? It provides subsidy for technology upgradation. It provides subsidy for technology upgradation under credit linked capital subsidy scheme. That is correct. Implemented by SIDBI and banks through nodal agencies. That is also correct. Subsidy is 15% up to 15 lakhs for eligible units. Correct. Scheme encourage adoption of ISO certification. ISO promotion is under a separate reimbursement scheme, but it is not under this. This is wrong. It was launched in 2000 and continues under DCMSME. That is correct. ठीक है जी, clear हो गया point, समझ आ गया. So 1, 2, 3, 5 are the correct answers. Moving on to the next one. What does the next point says? If I talk about the next point, it is related to the procurement policy of MSME. Again, something which is very important and the direct question will be asked in the examination. तो ये आपको ध्यान रखना और इसे ध्यान से समझना भी है इस क्वेश्चन को. और उसके अगला जो मेरे पास क्वेश्चन है दैट इज रिलेटेड टू डिस्ट्रेस्ड फंड्स या डिस्ट्रेस फंड्स. वो भी एक इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट बन जाता है आपके एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से. देखना जरा. Mandates 25% of total procurement by CPSE from MSMEs. That is correct. अगला पॉइंट है 4% of total procurement reserved for SC ST entrepreneurs. correct है. 3% of total procurement earmarked for women enterprises or women entrepreneurs. correct. Relaxation of in prior turnover experience conditions for MSME. सर हाँ बिल्कुल relaxations allowed है. Applicable to central PSUs. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है सर. It is applicable to central ministries and PSUs, not only to PSUs. ठीक है जी, clear हो गया point. This is A option. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 are correct. अगले क्वेश्चन की ओर बढ़ते हैं. अगला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं क्या है. अगला क्वेश्चन is the last question of the session. Let's try to answer it. Distress fund or trade receivable scheme enhancement. Trades integrated with GST and income tax portal for invoice validation. That is also correct. No problem. RBI mandated onboarding of all public sector buyers. Correct. No sir. RBI onboarding is encouraged but it is not mandated. Remember that. MSME can discount invoices issued to foreign buyers through exports. Yes sir. SIDBI act as a nodal agency. Bilkul sir. SIDBI is the nodal agency. Last is trades transactions are settled through NPCI National Automated Clearing House. That is also correct. So answer is 1, 3, 4, 5 are correct, but the second option mandatory वाली condition is wrong. इस टेलीग्राम चैनल पर PDF मिल जाएगी. कोर्स हमारा लाइव है. आज ही ज्वाइन करो. यूज करो कोड MADHAV in order to join PPB at just 899 for 9 months by using a code Madhav, and for all the four papers use code MADHAV and join it at just